wind's blowing in like this a little bit. It's a little humid, so the ball's staying up. Really, fly balls are just going to be bad news for both clubs. So we got to really focus on hard ground balls, hard line drives, because anything in center field is just hanging up. It's a routine fly ball. If you hit a ball really hard down the line, it'll go, but that's about it. So doubles and triples are going to have to be real hard line drives. So it plays to our advantage and stuff like that. I know guys are swinging a little bit too hard. I see a bunch of little kids and fans and stuff, so they're getting a little amped up. But definitely tomorrow we're going to have to go back to the basics, and I'm sure Kurt will pitch well too.
Obviously, this is unbelievably nice. I mean, I went by Rosenblatt yesterday, though. I will admit, I took my wife. My wife and I got to rent a car and drove over to Rosenblatt and looked at it, and kind of had some good memories there. But obviously, this is pretty special. Before we left Tucson, my wife said, "I've got something to show you when we get to Omaha," and I was busy as heck, so I didn't really pay much attention to it. Forgive me for that. But we landed, got to the hotel, and she pulled out a photo of Michael, my 22-year-old, who's 6'4" with a beard, hugging my leg when we won the national championship 20 years ago. And you know what? I'm not a guy that cries at movies or things. I really don't. In fact, my wife gets mad at me because I'll make fun of it when people are crying at movies. But I have to admit, I got a little emotional. I went, man, that's been a long time, but that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. He's now here with his teammates. Well, you got to keep Ramsey off the bases. I mean, he looks like more than a baseball player to that program. He looks like almost a spiritual leader to him, And I remember J.D. Drew being the same type of player, too, when I was at Florida. Obviously, they're well coached. Mike does a marvelous job, maybe as good as there is in the country. Ramsey, I think, is crucial. And I think we've got to do a pretty good job with a couple other guys in the lineup. But after watching video of the Stanford series, I would imagine that we're going to have to throw some strikes. They do a very good job of managing the strike zone, and it looks like the walk, they take advantage of based on bowling. We are 366, 366, 405, 410. So yeah, we're in a big park. So we've got a definite hitting plan in that park that we've worked on for the last 4 or 5 months. And I'm going to tell our guys, it's just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But in terms of a hitting plan, we're probably right at home. Now we got to get some pitches to hit. So
we know that runs are going to be tough to come by in this ballpark for a number of reasons. Things just happened to go right for us last weekend. I mean, a lot of things that we hadn't seen all year long, from grand slams to 3-run home runs. Baseball's a game of making adjustments. We have to make adjustments to be successful in this ballpark. I just looked at the ballpark as one that you can't go up there and try to hit it out, because you're not going to hit it out. You'll find out a lot about the mental toughness of teams, because you're not going to score a lot of runs because, of course, the wind, and everybody's got outstanding arms. So you just go out, you understand that it's going to be, well, like the regular season. There's not a lot of runs scored in the regular season because of the change in the bats.